Hey, what's up, fam? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Looking like we got a pretty loaded week this week, so let's just dig right in. As always, gonna start over here with the economic calendar. Jumping over here to Market Watch. As always, jump down here to the economic calendar. And this week, we got a loaded week here with the Fed. Got a Fed speaker here tomorrow. Got another couple Fed speakers here on Tuesday. Couple more Fed speakers on Wednesday, and we get the beige book middle of the session here on Wednesday. 2 p.m. here Eastern time, and then another Fed speaker later in the afternoon. This will be after the session closes. Thursday, our usual jobless claims, and then we got Uncle Powell talking middle of the session here on Thursday. Should definitely shake us up a little bit, and then a whole bunch of Fed speakers after, and then Friday, a little cherry on top, another Fed speaker to end the week. So definitely a loaded week here from the Fed. Just got to take that day by day with them and see what they drop on us. So could be a tricky week here, especially as we sit here near the daily mean, right? The daily mean here is this thick white line here on this Keltner chart. So we're at a pretty good place here to reload either upside or downside for a lot of big money. And we have a lot of Fed speakers this week, probably going to be talking about all sorts of things. So we're going to have to see here day by day what the reaction is to all those Fed speakers and try not to hold a bias as usual. Right, but overall, let's just dig into some charts here and do our usual thing. So yes, here again, sitting up here near the mean after a nice climb up, finally getting that pop that we were looking for out of this third Keltner channel to the downside here on these daily Keltners. And the daily mean here is this tan or cream colored stair-stepping line, the solid line right here. So again, right, got back up here above the mean, taking a little dip below it here once again on Friday as well as Thursday, right? But overall, just looking to get back above this mean and hold for some more upside, right? Our target here ultimately to the upside over the next couple days is going to be this daily 50 up here in this gold solid stair-stepping line. Into the downside, we still have a pretty close target of this daily 200, right? We got below it here in the last week, but got back above it, and might be coming back down here to retest this daily 200 simple moving average, this solid blue stair-stepping line. So we got some targets to the upside, we got some targets to the downside. No major squeezes right now. We do have some oh no, we got a 4-hour squeeze right here, not too bad. Okay, and love that here right at this 43.50 key psychological level, right? Let's throw some spaghetti at it here real quick. A lot of spaghetti. We got point of control here above as well, pretty close to this 4,400, so giving us another nice target to the upside here for yes at a nice psychological level as well here at this 4,400. Got this point of control near it, nice target to the upside. Let's see what this Ichimoku looks like. Not too close here on the daily or the weekly, so pretty good there. Moving on to NQ, of course, always looking at a similar setup as ES, right? Getting back above the daily mean here, even the daily 50, right, this gold line, and coming back to retest this daily mean here on Friday. So again, at a good position here for big money to make some fresh decisions, right? Again, we have all those Fed speakers this week. Let's see day by day what that reaction looks like. And just gotta keep it simple here, right? Above the daily mean, let's look for longs to reclaim this daily 50. Below this daily mean, we got the daily 8 exponential moving average here as well in this teal or cyan color. But below these two, looking for some shorts to maybe get down to this daily 15 simple moving average. And maybe test, let's see, I was going to say, we should have some bigger time frame squeezes here on NQ. Looking at a weekly squeeze way below, not going to pay too much attention to that. We do have this daily squeeze that has popped up here on NQ. Have to get under 15,000 for that. You know, really have been liking this 15,000 as a good spot for a bounce. So definitely some levels to watch here, down to this daily squeeze bottom, right? But I really like this daily 15 simple moving average right on this 15,000 key psychological level. And a nice rejection here from NQ on this daily Ichimoku cloud, right? Got right up to it, nice rejection at it, keeping those candle bodies completely below it as well. And giving us now a nice little wedge to work with here in the upcoming days. So again, you know, pretty solid spot here for the market, just looking to reclaim these means, right? Looking to stay above these means. We'll see what the Fed has in store for us this week. Ruddy again down to this weekly squeeze bottom. I know we've talked about this a couple times here for Ruddy. Let's see if we can hold here at 1730, right? Small caps usually taking a little bit more of a beating than our other futures indices, but respecting here our levels, right? Got up to this daily mean and a really nice and clean rejection here at that daily 21 exponential moving average. Ooh, and Ruddy here at a pretty painful level here on this weekly chart. Right, these are weekly candles, and we're getting here to a really key level of support. If we end up cracking below this level here, could be some decent pain for Ruddy. Down through this 1650, might be a quick 50 points down for Ruddy if it loses 1700. So something to keep an eye on here for small caps. Getting to a very, very critical level. Moving on, YM, of course, once again a similar setup, right? As we expect all of our indices to travel together. YM, of course, making that run up with the rest of the market, getting up here to the daily mean, right, again. And feeling a little bit of heat here as it has tried to crack through. Made some attempts here before market open on Thursday, but couldn't quite make it happen. Again here on Friday as soon as market open, but continuing to struggle here at the daily mean. So once again, just keeping it simple, right? As long as we stay under this daily mean, I'm going to expect here YM to put in the H, right? Our most typical downside pattern, this lowercase h. So we're at a really good place to put on some risk here in this lowercase h if it actually happens, right? So staying below the mean, I'm looking to pick up some puts, right, on whatever I'm playing. And we're at a nice key psychological level here of 34,000 as well, where this daily mean is lining up. But also, if you believe in upside, not a bad spot to put on some upside risk as well, right? If we can break out of now this level that has been resistance, we should get a nice clear run up. So again, just have to let this lowercase h unfold and see which way out of this range we have now established, see which way we break out of it. And once again, getting to this weekly Ichimoku cloud here on YM, Let's see if we continue to maybe try and hold as the rest of the market is trying to hold, right? As we were just seeing Ruddy at a very critical level as well on that weekly chart. YM kind of looking similar here, right? Let's see if YM can ultimately hold this weekly Ichimoku cloud here in the next couple of weeks. But again, at a pretty tough spot here for the market in general, right, being right at the daily mean on most of our, or pretty much all of our major indices. And we have a lot of Fed speakers this week, so we really just have to be careful this week. Let them pick what side of these daily means they're going to be on, and then we'll start playing from there, right? Just like we were talking about, you know, on any of these charts really, right, as we were making this downside here in this last couple of weeks, and we were talking about when the pop is going to come, right? I kept saying every single prep session, right? Don't have to try to knife catch this bounce, because as we work really deep into these Keltners, right, not just with Apple right here, but all of them, I kept saying, right, this bounce is going to last a couple of days, right, a couple of weeks even. So we don't have to keep trying to knife catch it. Let the move prove itself, and I'll come back to like ES here. Right, I kept saying, you know, let the bounce prove itself, because we're going to get multiple days of upside, right? And we're getting that on all of these charts now. Just have to let that upside prove itself, and then we have plenty of time to catch some upside. But anyway, Apple, a great example of that, right? As we did have a little bit of turbulence here for Apple, especially under the daily mean. Eventually caught a nice pop and got back to Apple's usual ways and had a nice climb back up. Apple looking pretty good here. I know we were for a while talking about this 173.5 level, right? We held here for quite a few days, got back under it, but then had a nice rally to come back and reclaim it, and just took off from there. So really love to see Apple here finally moving and grooving again. And we have some good support here just below current price action on Apple, right? We have quite a few daily moving averages as well as some weekly moving averages, these dashed lines, right? Same ones, just in a weekly time frame instead of the daily. But we have some good support here from these couple moving averages. We have a couple squeezes here as well, right? We've got a nice 4-hour squeeze right here at about 177. And I really love to see this, right? We have some good support above this 175, right? This 175 has been a tough level to crack and stay above as well. But now we have some good support even higher than that, right? So feeling pretty good about staying above 175 here on Apple. You know, likely we hold here this daily mean, this daily 50, and we catch a bounce and start to work our way back above 180. And we have a nice daily squeeze here at about 182 right now, so really love these upside targets as well here in Apple. We do have this daily Ichimoku cloud here to work with that we are arriving at on Apple, so could see a little bit of resistance here as we try to crack through this cloud. But some really nice levels here and a really nice shelf here at the top of this cloud. Definitely a level worth marking on your chart if you trade Apple. So just a quick look over here at some strikes. We have monthly expiration this week. So nothing really popping up here too crazy here in our beast columns. Look back at these charts real quick. Had a nice run up. Wouldn't be surprised if we maybe continue to get a little bit of a pullback here, right, depending on what the rest of the market looks like as well. We are having to work up against these daily means on those indices that we just looked at, right? So we do have some resistance here to the upside in the market in general. Could maybe see a little bit of a pullback. Maybe Apple holds this daily mean or so. Maybe some of these puts work earlier in the session. It looks like some of these puts aren't too far off from Beast. Let's just take a look at this 175 real quick. Had some nice price action on this 175 put here on Friday. We're not too far off from Beast, right? If we opened here near our Beast zone on Friday, easily we can work our way right back below that level even as we have more theta decay getting closer to this contract's expiration. Should be an easy visit back down here to this Beast zone if we do maybe get a little pop before a drop. But we'll see. Hard to gauge at this point. AMD. AMD coming back to its daily mean right here. Oh, and also some trouble here with this daily Ichimoku cloud. Loving this interaction right here. Let's see if we can hold this daily mean and pop back up to test this daily Ichimoku cloud and crack above it. Really nice shelf right here at this 110 or so, 110 and a half. Actually almost like 111. So definitely some nice levels here to work with on AMD. I know we've had a lot of price action here between 100 and 110, pretty much giving us every single level here as a significant level. But definitely, you know, always keeping those 5-point increments in mind, right? 100, 105, 110. So really love to see when something like the daily mean is stacking on a nice psych level of like 105, right? Should give us at least a nice level to play off of, right? Either to the upside or to the downside. We're sitting right at it here though. So at open, you know, would probably wait to see if we make a move away from the daily mean, right? We'll wait and see what direction that is. Maybe come back for a retest and then continue in that direction, right? That is like an entry that I would be interested here on AMD. Or same thing to the upside, right? Catch a nice bounce here and maybe come back and retest. And if it holds, should be a nice entry then to the upside. We got this daily 50 here as well, which is a big one. So really liking, you know, these two moving averages near each other right at this 105. Just gives us a nice clean level to play off of, right? Upside, I'm just playing bounces off this 105. Downside, we're getting into shorts here as we retest it and then continue to the downside. Got this daily 200 down here creeping up on AMD. Not quite up near this 100 yet, but it's starting to work its way up there. Maybe something to keep an eye on as we go deeper into the week. Just a quick look at some of these contracts, see if anything pops up of interest. And nothing really at Beast. So just going to move on here. Don't want to overthink it. Amazon really clean rejection here at this daily 50 late into the week and back down here to this daily mean and sitting at this key psych level of 130, right? So again, just gonna keep it simple here with Amazon, right? If we can get above this 130, looking for calls or long plays here above on Amazon, crack below this 130, just looking to jump in some puts here on the retest and maybe play some shorts from there, right? No crazy squeeze cloud, so let's see here, a weekly. Got a weekly squeeze cloud below, down at this 120. Hopefully we don't go that low here on Amazon, but something to keep an eye on. This 120 has been a big level for Amazon in general, so not surprised to see a weekly squeeze down there as we kind of continue to chop it up here just above this 120. But again, 130 continues to be a massive level here for Amazon, so just keep it easy, right? Again, above this daily mean, making plays on some longs here towards this daily 50, right? And below this daily 21, just looking for plays back down, down through this daily 15, down to this key cycle level of 125. But just like the indices, a lot of these bigger names sitting just kind of like right at the mean, right? Kind of at a level for some reloading, but which direction becomes the question, right? So ideally, what we're going to do here on a Monday morning is be extra patient, right? And let a lot of these names kind of prove themselves in a direction. See if we can get a solid look of what the direction is going to be, maybe just for the day, right? Maybe for the morning. But we've seen a lot of rotation and we've seen a lot of chop at open. So again, I'm going to be hyper aware about that and totally ready to just pretty much have price action do nothing, especially right at the beginning of the week. Right, as usual, this game is all about psychology. They know that especially newer traders are going to show up here on a Monday morning ready to rock. Right, got their accounts loaded, ready to pull the trigger. And what do? They do nothing. Right, and they just take cash from both sides and just kill premium. Very textbook move for big money. But alright, anyway, Google here. Google continuing to look like one of the stronger tech names here, right? Especially of our bigger names. Really nice recovery here for Google and just been slowly cranking along. Got up here and cracked this 140, made a nice crack through it. And we're up here at a weekly squeeze top, which is sending us back down. So definitely going to be a tough level to crack through. I would say just this 140 in general, right? Obviously we got through here in these couple of days, but ultimately got smacked back down, right? And so in general, this 140 to 142 area is going to be our level to crack to really go higher. So let's see how the market does this week. Again, we have a lot of Fed speakers, so we just got to take it day by day on the reactions. We got Beige Book on Wednesday. I think Powell speaking on Thursday. So it's probably going to be some frustrating price action this week. All right, but again, just gotta keep it simple, right? Keep our plans simple, and we just gotta trade like robots. So again, Google here, coming back down, a little bit of a pullback in near the mean. And again, we're seeing it here near a nice psychological level. So just keep it simple, right? If we can stay above the mean here, play some calls, play some longs. Start to crack below this mean, play some shorts. We're headed to the daily 50. Got a nice level here on this daily Ichimoku cloud as well. Here in just a little bit under 135, we got this thing creeping up about 132, 133. So something to just keep in mind as well. As we do get down to these levels, we do have this daily Ichimoku cloud cracking through here. Meta again up to near or at this 330, right? Our last high to beat was that 326 from a couple of weeks ago. And now we're back here at this, through this 326, right? And got up to about 330 here, right? Even in session here on Thursday. So again, a really good look for Zuck, right? Ultimately failing here up near this zone once again. And of course, not surprised to see we have a weekly squeeze here now because of this, right? Or because of that original test back a couple weeks ago up here. Right, so we got a big weekly squeeze here now. Coming back all the way down through this psychological level of 315, right? And again, we're seeing our big tech names coming back down to the mean. But they've been overall strong, right? Meta here, overall strong, holding this daily mean near 300 for a couple weeks. Had a nice run up, right? And now coming back to reload. So again, just going to keep assuming that Meta is going to be strong once again here at this daily mean, as it has been. Right, so definitely looking for some calls here as Meta retests the daily mean. Right, looking for this bounce ultimately. Doesn't mean we won't get some head fakes here below the mean before that happens, right? Could totally happen. But again, we spent a lot of time here on the mean, and are just coming back here for a retest. So I also wouldn't be surprised if it is a quick tap and an explosion above. So something to keep an eye on. But we're not quite there yet, so wouldn't be surprised to see if these puts continue to work here a little bit more first before we get those beast taps on the calls. But we shall see, right? Again, you know, my option chain not really lighting up here with our beast columns. But really good look for Meta here still. Been looking good all year. Really love Meta. Alright, Microsoft. Oof, really nice daily Ichimoku cloud here on Microsoft. Getting into it here now in the last couple of days and looking for some support here right at the bottom of it. We do have a psychological level down here of about 325 near the bottom of this cloud for now. We have a nice shelf above though here on this daily Ichimoku cloud. So really good look here. Some nice levels here from Microsoft to work with. We have some really tight lower time frame squeezes here on Microsoft as we squeeze at this 330. You know, we're talking about it here in the last couple of weeks, right, as we put in this really big H. Got back down to this 310-ish, little crack under it, but we held, right, and came back, had that other retest a couple days later, and we just took off from there. Microsoft in one that we've definitely been screaming here in the chat. And again, looking good here at 330. Let's see if it can continue to hold here at this key psychological level, right, and as the mean it creeps up again, looking like we might get another name here amongst our tech names with another little daily mean retest. Well, let's see if we then have a nice move to the upside after that retest. And possibly fire all these squeezes to the upside. Got quite a few squeezes here, a 2 hour, a 4 hour. Gotta be some more, I'm assuming, a 1 hour, probably a 30-minute down here, yep. We got it all right here. And again, some nice daily moving averages here right below as well for some additional support at a key psychological level of 325. So some really nice support here at 325, right? Looking to buy upside near this 325. Quick look over here at some strikes again, see if anything pops up. Oh, some calls out here. No, super cheap though. Gonna disregard those. Alright, still need a little time here though for this to unfold and pick a direction. Netflix is trash. Don't trade Netflix. Nvidia, another one here of our mega cap tech names, looking really, really good. Nice climb back up after taking some heavy damage here. And again, right, another one of our names getting a nice little pullback and looking like it might retest this daily mean. Also have this daily 50 stacking up and at a nice psychological level of 450. Right, again, all these setups looking really similar. So don't have to overthink it, right? They're gonna all likely make a similar or exactly the same move here at all those key psychological levels we've been talking about on those daily means, right? They're all probably gonna give us a really similar look this week. So again, no matter what you're trading, always look at these other names and make sure they're doing something similar, right? If we're to get a true move out of the market, it's going to be a team move, right? All of these names are going to make the similar or the same move. So that's why I always say, like, you know, even if you don't trade Apple, definitely chart Apple. It's the biggest name on the market, right? The whole market isn't going to take off and run if Apple is not also joining along. Okay, and some strikes here that might finally interest us, right? Down to QQQ here. QQQ, of course, a similar setup to the indices, the same setup really to the indices we were talking about here in the beginning. So again, here at the mean, looking to make a decision here at this daily mean. Do we stay above or do we crack below? Is the answer we're going to get here hopefully this week. We're also at a nice little place here on this daily Ichimoku cloud, super thin right here. Maybe we can easily crack above it and continue higher. So we already talked about this. Going to jump over to these strikes. And here we go. Lighting up on both sides here, so really not surprised to see this at all and at similar price points, right? We were coming through the major names, which all those contracts were with 5 days, right? These expire tomorrow, so they kind of give us a little bit of a closer look at what the upcoming day is looking like, right? To see what contracts and their values that they're defending, right? To see what premium is being defended here. So we didn't see really one side light up too heavy as I went through all those individual names, right? Many other evenings that I'm prepping will see, oh, the call side lit up for most of the names I'm prepping, right? Or the put side lit up for pretty much all of the names I was prepping. Right? We saw nothing light up here this afternoon, pretty much. And so I'm really not surprised at all to see both sides light up here when we finally get to the daily contracts and at similar price points, right? So again, to what I was saying here, throughout the individual names, right? Need to let these names shake out here, especially at the beginning of the week. A lot of these names and these indices are at the daily mean or arriving at the daily mean, right? So we're going to get a fresh decision here from Big Money on all of these names and indices. But unfortunately, we don't know yet, right? And we don't have good hints either. Both sides are lighting up here, looking pretty evenly matched, right? It's hard to say what the bias is here because both sides here are at beast and at similar values. So again, I'm not sure what to trade here based on my system. So I'm gonna wait until it's more clear, right? At some point, one side is gonna be real lit up while the other side does not light up at all. In the simplest of terms for our system here, right? But we are here, let's see, at about 365 that we closed. Whoops. So I would just like to look at some strikes anyway, right? I guess I'll start with this 370 and this 360, but again, for the same day, that's kind of far out. I don't love that. Let me look at the next day, see what we got here. And again, kind of lighting up, similar in value, a little bit farther out, but I'm going to look at those same strikes, but for 1 day out. Just want to see what the price action looked like in reference to our Beast tool. But because I'm looking at a wider spread, right, 10 points, I'm just going to add a day in expiration to see what it looks like, right? If we make a move away from 365 here tomorrow on QQQ, then the next day we're going to be either closer to this 360 put or closer to this 370 call, right? These expire on Tuesday. So I just kind of want to see if there's one that's being respected more, right? If it's a little more obvious. Okay, so this 370 call just kind of making its way down here. Hasn't really reached Beast yet, but this 360 put already here some price action at Beast in the last couple of days. 2 days ago, held right at it really nicely and had a nice run up here, about 30 cents to $1. Came back down, kind of close to Beast here, opened just above it, and again, had a move here from its open level. Let's just call it 40 cents, maybe even 50 cents. Almost up to our destination sell zone up here, near $2. Call it a $1.05, right? Maybe a 3x out of this already. So this 360 put looking kind of nice going into Tuesday. So I like these strikes. I like these strikes here. So again, something just to look out for, right? Again, unsure even with our tool here what the upcoming leg is going to look like, but we can prepare for both sides, right? And again, just going to be patient here at the open for the week to let big money really establish a direction, right? Not sure which direction on either side of the mean that's going to be yet, but again, I don't have to try and guess, right? We can just wait for price action to eventually tell us. Right, again, this market is like a batting cage, right? It's like a pitching machine. Market has to keep pitching, but you don't ever have to swing. Just wait for that perfect pitch. So again, SPY here, same setup, right? Looking to get back above the daily mean and play off of that up towards this daily 50, or a move here below this daily mean and down to this key psych level of about 430. Right, not going to spend too much time here. We've talked about this quite a bit, so just going to jump over to these contracts. And we'll look at both tomorrow and Tuesday here. And again, seeing about the same thing, right? A little bit farther out than I would even want to play for same day expiration, right? I usually just try to play 2 or 3 points up and down from at the money, same day. So here at about this 430 that we closed at, you know, I don't want to go much higher than 433 or much lower than like 428 or so. And we got strikes at Beast here kind of far away. You know, so we might just see some chop here at open, right? And we've just been seeing a lot of rotation at open, right? So many days, so many boring opens, right? And wouldn't be surprised at all if we see that again here for the opening session of the week, especially since we have so many Fed speakers this week. Could just be a lot of back and forth, right? And that's kind of what our B system here is pointing towards as well. Hopefully not, right? Hopefully I'm wrong about that and we get some nice action, but I'm just going to be hyper aware about what I'm prepping here and know that it could be kind of a slower week or a slower start to the week. Again, seeing the same thing here for SPY on Tuesday. At Beast, but pretty far out, pretty cheap, and kind of near the same price point here on both sides. Right, so again, just some indecision here in general on the market. So we're just going to be patient, not take any silly trades here without some better catalysts in a certain direction. Alright, and last but not least here, Tesla, a quick look. Tesla already coming down through the mean and trying to get some support here at this daily 50. Stacking perfectly on a key psychological level of 250. Oh, and we've also got this daily Ichimoku cloud right here, right near this 250. A little bit above it here on the top that we're cracking through, but we could ultimately hold this cloud here. So not a bad spot here for Tesla to bounce. Let's look at some contracts here for Tesla. Maybe we get something a little different than we've seen here all afternoon. Maybe, nope, guess not. Was maybe expecting some calls to light up here, but not just yet. Tesla always pricey here going into the week as well, so I guess not surprised. But overall, you know, same kind of setup we've been seeing here all afternoon, right? We're below the daily mean here and trying to get some support at this daily 50. You know, overall, I like the bounce here, so I would definitely play some calls off of this psych level of 250 and this simple moving average here, the daily 50, right? Back up towards this mean and try to reclaim this mean to go higher, right? But if not, you know, at least here a nice short play up to the daily mean, maybe ends up rejecting. You can hop into some puts and play it back down. Maybe we get a lowercase h right here. Very typical pattern. But alright, y'all, that's all I've got for you guys here this afternoon. Again, gotta be patient here to the start with the start of this week, right? We're sitting here right at the daily mean on most of our names, most of our indices. So again, just going to let big money first pick a direction here, and then we'll start playing with that trend. And again, we have some good levels here to risk off of, right? All of these names, we identified some good moving averages to get some good entries at, and just play up and down from there, right? And just play it like a robot. Don't overthink it. Get in at the mean, pick a direction, and just roll with it, right? Many times we get to certain levels like this, and literally no one can tell you which direction we're going from at that point. But those are the best places for an entry, right? Just take a shot in a direction. If we have an established trend, take it in that direction. But keep it simple, right? The more complex you try to make the thesis, the more upset you're going to be when you're wrong. But alright, y'all, I'm going to wrap this up here. Again, last little thing here. Looking back to this economic calendar, right? We got a lot of Fed speakers. Got Beige Book here on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Right? And then Powell here speaking at noon Eastern time here on Thursday. Right? So we definitely got some little bombs here from the Fed coming at us throughout the week. Something just to keep an eye on. But alright, y'all, much love. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Sunday. I will be on YouTube here for the Open tomorrow morning. So definitely, if you haven't joined our Discord server yet, you can join it for free via the link in the description in this video. You can, from there, watch me trade tomorrow at the Open. And then every single Thursday here at Predicted Trades, we do a free Thursday where you can test run our tools here for free. We'll provide to you a link, and you can load those tools directly on your option charts. And specifically, the main thing we offer here is this tool on my screen right now. This is our main Beast tool. And so as you can see here, I have it on an option contract, right? This is the 360 put here coming up this week. And then we provide to you levels to play off of here on the option chart itself, right? So again, we trade here not just based off of the equity chart, right, but also off of the option chart. And most of the time, we're looking at a call and a put at the same time, right? As calls are reaching key inflection points, typically puts are reaching other key inflection points. And when we get those reversals happen at the same time, right? Just as a mirrored image from both the put side and the call side. So this helps us really gauge how long a leg here on the market might last, right? As we get down to key inflection points, let's say in a downside move on the market, right? Our puts typically start to arrive at Beast, our main buy zone down here, right? And then that reversal happens and we take off, right? Or our calls arrive at Beast as we get that downside, and then both pop together, the equity and the call. So it's something, maybe easier to understand for more advanced options traders, but again, we do serve all levels of options traders here. We have a ton of free education as soon as you land here in the Discord. I'll just show you guys that here real quick. So as soon as you join here, you'll immediately get access to all these channels here. So we have this nice education channel here. If you're newer to options or just trading in general, I highly recommend you digging here through these channels, especially this psych channel here. Got a lot of videos here from various traders here, just teaching all kinds of market psychology, introduction to options itself, I drop a lot of little blurbs in here, but a lot of videos, you know, just to kind of really get you going here with options or with just trading in general. Also, we have earnings bot here that drops all the earnings information as it comes. Stock news as well, right? Just general market news gets dropped here by our bots, so you don't miss out on anything here. Any big movement on the market, usually the reason pops up right here in this channel within a few minutes. So again, you can join our Discord here via the link in this description. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning for the open. All right, have an excellent rest of your Sunday, y'all. Later.